African Americans are incarcerated in state prisons at a rate that is 5 times greater than whites. That's the finding revealed in a new report from the Sentencing Project, a national nonprofit organization engaged in research on criminal justice issues in the United States. The report also ranks Oklahoma as having the highest overall incarceration rate of African Americans. Some Oklahomans seeking reform say it's time for a fundamental change in the way the state defines justice.
46-year-old Lalana Reagan is about to find out if she's going to prison for failure to pay fines and court costs relating to some bogus check crime she committed in her early 20s and for which she served prison time.
I have tried to pay on them, but I just haven't been able to catch up, period.
Do you know how much you've paid?
I done paid a couple of thousands on some of these cases.
You've already put out a couple of
Thousands, yes.
And
I still owe more than $2,700.
Since getting out of prison in 2002, Reagan says she's led a clean life and is focused on raising her 5 children who are now grown.
I got 2 girls that go to college. One just got accepted in Harvard. And then I got one that go to Langston, and she's accounting. Yeah.
You've done something right with your life.
Yes, I have. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of my boys, too.
Tulsa County Public Defender Jill Webb says Reagan is just one example of how broken Oklahoma's justice system is.
The thing about writing bogus checks is, say you write $100 worth of checks, you don't pay that $100 back. You pay probably $750 to $1,000 back because you have DA funds that are hundreds of dollars on top of that, plus fines and costs, plus your probation officer fees. I mean, all of that comes to way more than the original check.
She says when people like Reagan are rearrested for not paying, they are hit with more court costs and fines, and that the amount owed just keeps ballooning out of reach. Webb was a panelist at a criminal justice forum moderated by former Speaker of the House of Representatives Chris Steele, who has continued the work he began on criminal justice reform while serving in the legislature.
I believe that people deserve second chances, and I am very thankful that I am not known by my worst moment or my worst moments in life. And I also don't think it's fair that we judge a person who has been impacted by the criminal justice system by his or her worst moment, at least not for life.
Adam Luck is on the governing board of the Department of Corrections and has also been a criminal justice policy advisor and researcher for Governor Mary Fallin.
It's the fact that our prison population has grown 14 times faster than our state population per capita in the last 30 years. At the same time, our per capita spending on corrections has grown 14 times faster than our per capita spending on common education.
Panelist George Young is a member of the Oklahoma House of Representatives, serving Oklahoma City's inner city district, which is primarily African American.
There has to be a fundamental change to what our judicial system looks like today.
Ryan Gensler is an analyst for the Oklahoma Policy Institute.
Oklahoma has now the second highest incarceration rate in the country. About 1,300 of every 100,000 adults in the state are incarcerated.
When it comes to incarcerating African Americans, both male and female, Oklahoma is first. That's according to the 2016 report by the Sentencing Project, which conducted research on racial disparities within the criminal justice system. The report also states that 1 in 29 people behind bars in Oklahoma is black. That ratio jumps to 1 in 15 when it comes to black males. As a public defender for those arrested and who can't afford an attorney, Jill Webb says she and her colleagues see racial disparities every day.
But there was a guy who lived on the north side. He was African American. He had 5 kids, and he was on probation for 5 years. And he was walking downtown, and he was jaywalking, and he was stopped. And the police smelled marijuana on him, did a search, and found a joint. So they revoked his probation, and he went to prison for 5 years.
Webb has compiled some research on who and how many people Tulsa County has sent to prison between 2005 and 2015. Webb says stats reveal that 3,400 people were given prison sentences for simple possession of a controlled substance during those years. She says it's important to factor in that research shows people across all racial lines use drugs at the same rate, and to consider that Tulsa's population is 73% white and 11% black.
What you would expect to find is that 73% of those simple possessions would be white. That would be 2,400 people approximately, and about 375 people would be black. What you actually find is the people who were sent to prison is that it wasn't 375 people, black people sent to prison. It was 1,386 of those people were sent to prison who were black.
For now, Reagan won't be another prison statistic. A judge reluctantly released Reagan on her own recognizance on the promise that she would start paying $200 a month. For the past 3.5 years, Reagan has been working at a university cafeteria, which barely pays enough to cover her bills.
I have gas, water, electric, and rent. And I'll say I'll bring home about $1,300 a month.
And so to take 200 away from that, you're going to only have 1,100?
Right.
And how much is your rent?
My rent is $875 a month.
Reagan's mother and daughter say the family will help pay the $200 a month toward her court costs, fines, and fees. Reagan says she has taught her children to be law-abiding citizens and has emphasized to them that once you get in trouble, you may never get out of it.